May 31, 2006. Stockholm. Somewhere in this city, a teenager's bedroom server is about to become the most hunted machine on Earth. That server hosts the Pirate Bay, a website blamed for bleeding Hollywood studios of over $30 billion, crippling music labels, and turning international copyright law into a joke. At dawn, 53 armed police officers storm the data center. Servers are ripped from racks, cables are torn out. Every piece of hardware is seized. This is supposed to be the kill shot. By noon, Swedish prosecutors hold victory press conferences. Hollywood executives toast their win. The world's most notorious piracy empire, used by 25 million people every day, is finally dead. But 72 hours later, the Pirate Bay blinks back online as if nothing happened. Its homepage mocks them, a pirate ship firing cannonballs at the Hollywood sign. And that's when panic sets in. Because the site didn't just survive, it became impossible to kill. They seized the servers. They arrested the founders. And it still came back. If you can't destroy this, you can't control the internet. So how did 3 Swedish hackers build something unkillable? And what did they understand that billion-dollar corporations didn't? To understand how the raid failed, you have to go back years earlier, to a bedroom in Stockholm and a server hidden under a bed. Stockholm, 2001. Gottfrid Svartholm sits cross-legged on his bedroom floor, watching cables snake from a jury-rigged server under his bed. He's 19, shaggy-haired, a skeptical smile, eyes that light up when the conversation turns to cryptography. Online, he goes by Anakata, a name that will become legend and curse. In 2003, he teams up with 2 allies, Fredrik Naye and Peter Sunday, to wire together a BitTorrent tracker. It's a side project for an anti-copyright collective operating out of a Stockholm warehouse. The goal is simple: make file sharing frictionless. No gatekeepers, no apologies, no tracking logs. Gottfrid's home server becomes the beating heart of the experiment, and it spreads faster than any of them expect. By late 2004, the hobby has a name: the Pirate Bay. Tens of thousands of users are swapping everything from open-source Linux distributions to Hollywood's newest releases. Every torrent request passes through Gottfrid's machine. Bandwidth bills pile up. His parents grow nervous. Fredrik pushes for commercial hosting. So they launch PRQ, a hosting company with one rule: we host anything, we keep 0 logs. While competitors fold under legal pressure, PRQ treats takedown notices like trophies. Even the New York Times later describes them as highly secure, no questions asked operators. Translation: bring your lawsuits, we dare you. In February 2004, attorneys from DreamWorks send a cease and desist demanding removal of Shrek torrents. Gottfrid's reply becomes internet folklore: Sweden is not part of the United States, no Swedish law is being violated, and your legal interpretation is laughable. He signs off, polite as usual. Anakata. Instead of backing down, the Pirate Bay posts the exchange on its homepage. It goes viral, traffic triples overnight, every legal threat becomes free advertising. By mid-2005, Pirate Bay handles traffic that would make most startups jealous. Gottfrid writes most of the back-end code himself, including a custom tracker coordinating millions of machines at once. At peak, 25 million peers connect through Pirate Bay's infrastructure. The interface stays bare. A search bar, a pirate ship, an ocean of content. Under that simplicity, something dangerous is forming. Every new user makes the network harder to kill. Every shared file adds redundancy. It's no longer a website, it's a living system. And across the Atlantic, the people watching this growth are about to decide lawsuits aren't enough. May 31st, 2006, 5:47 a.m. The first door comes down in a Stockholm suburb where a bandwidth provider houses Pirate Bay's primary servers. Police move in synchronized teams. 10 locations are hit at the same time. Metal racks are unplugged mid-operation. Hard drives slide into evidence bags. Technicians stand frozen as equipment is rolled out on dollies. Gottfrid Svartholm and Fredrik Niege are cuffed and driven to separate interrogation rooms. By 11 a.m., Swedish television breaks the news: notorious piracy website shut down. Police announce they've dismantled a major criminal operation. On forums worldwide, panic spreads. In Stockholm, hundreds rally in Medborgarplatsen, waving pirate flags, chanting, "Free the Bay!" Hollywood sees a knockout. MPAA representatives congratulate Swedish authorities. Rights holders calculate revenue they think will now return. June 2, 2006, just after midnight, whispers spread, then refresh buttons get hit. The site is back. The pirate ship logo now fires cannonballs at the Hollywood sign. A message declares resilience. Behind the scenes, there was no chaos. The plan worked. Encrypted backups were already staged. The full database had been mirrored. DNS rerouted. Within 72 hours, Pirate Bay is live again, now running on servers in Amsterdam. Police seized hardware. They never touched the network. Peter Sunday holds a press conference from his apartment. The downtime wasn't fear. They were scaling to handle the traffic journalists just sent them. Traffic doubles, then triples. Servers crash from demand, not enforcement. Mirrors go live across Europe and Asia. Code becomes modular. Backups are distributed across 6 countries. Asked about the next raid, Frederick answers simply, "We're not stupid." Pirate Bay posts the police warrant online, annotated with sarcasm. "Lol, good luck, try harder." The raid failed. So next, they go after the people. February 16, 2009, Stockholm District Court. 4 men sit at the defense table. Gottfried Svartholm, Fredrik Niege, Peter Sunday, and Carl Lundström. Press calls it the Spectrial. Prosecutors frame them as criminal masterminds. The defense draws a technical line. Pirate Bay never hosted copyrighted files. It indexed links. An index, not a warehouse. Journalists from 30 countries pack the room. Protesters gather outside. A prosecutor mangles a BitTorrent explanation. Gottfried corrects him. The courtroom laughs. Industry lawyers claim billions in damages. Users write letters describing access to culture they couldn't otherwise afford. April 17, 2009. Guilty on all counts. 1 year in prison each. 30 million Swedish kronor in damages, later increased to 46 million. Pirate Bay replaces its logo with a tape-mouthed Mickey Mouse. Appeals drag on. In 2011, the verdict becomes final. When authorities come to collect the defendants, one is gone. Gottfried has vanished, unofficially, Southeast Asia. WikiLeaks later confirms he helped build infrastructure for the 2010 cable leaks. Meanwhile, Pirate Bay evolves. Torrent files disappear. Magnet links replace them. You can't confiscate an equation. They release a compressed backup of the site. Anyone can clone it. The site is untouchable. But the architect is still being hunted. August 30th, 2012, Phnom Penh, Cambodia. A joint task force breaches a waterfront apartment. Inside, they find a 27-year-old hunched over a laptop. Gottfried Svartholm is arrested. Within 72 hours, he's deported to Sweden. New charges arrive immediately. Between 2010 and 2012, investigators allege his computers were used to breach Swedish tax authority systems via contractor Logica. Thousands of national IDs accessed. Fraudulent licenses attempted. Authorities also allege attempted intrusion into Nordea Bank. Gottfried denies everything. Claims his laptop was compromised. Forensics confirm malware. Prosecutors argue he staged it. In 2013, he's convicted on government intrusion, cleared on bank charges. Then Denmark steps in. A massive 2012 breach at CSC exposes millions of Danish records. The alias traced back. Anacata. In 2014, Gottfried is extradited. Evidence piles up. Data on his drives, chat logs, access patterns. October 27, 2014. Guilty. 3.5 years. The harshest hacking sentence in Danish history at the time. September 2015, he's released, rearrested, finally free by December. The Pirate Bay is still online, not dominant, but alive. The lesson is simple: you can't kill what has no center. And some people never learn, because the next man who tried to declare war on the internet would learn that lesson the hard way.